Hello everyone, this is Siddharth, and in this video we will be solving another question from the list that I have shared in the starting of this playlist. So if you don't know what we are doing, we are solving all those questions which are related to each other in this playlist, so that we can able to build patterns and able to solve all other questions which are related to these concepts in the contest as well as in the interview. So I will suggest that you can start solving the question from the hash one question or the hash one video that I have uploaded on my YouTube channel in this playlist, so that you can able to build pattern. And if you will like to solve the previous question or the previous video, if you will watch, then you can able to generate intuition from the for the next question as well. So let's try to solve this question as well, which is circular array loop. So what we have to do in this problem, we have given an array, and uh, each element of this array, if it is positive, then what we have to do, we have to move that number of step forward. If that is negative, then we have to move that number of step backward. And this array is circular. So what does that mean is that the index of this given array is connected to each other in a circular manner. So let me tell you, let's take this array as an example, that is 2 minus 1 and 2 2. So so that is 2 minus 1, sorry, 2 minus 1 1, then 2, then 2. So let me tell you how it is connected in circular manner. So this 2, what is suggesting that we have to move 2 step forward. So 1, then 2. Now this 1, after arriving here, this 1 is suggesting to move 1 step forward. Now we will arrive 2. Now 2 is suggesting to move forward. So after coming here, now there is no element in the start. So there is condition that if we are encountering a last element, that we have to move backward. So this now 2, after moving 1 step, we have to move 1 more step as it is 2. So we will be reaching here. And after reaching here, so this is the cycle that we have given here, 0 2 and 3. So if we will see it as an index, so 0, the 0 is connected to 2. You can see at 0 index there is element 2, so 0 is connected to 2, and then this 1 is connected to 0. 1 is connected to 0 as it is pointing to 1, as we have to move backward. So 1 is connected to 0, then this 2, 0 1 2 is connected to 1. So this is, we have to move 1 step forward. This 2, 0, then 1, and then 2. So this 2 is connected to the index which is at present at the index 1, that will going to be 3. So 2 is connected to 3, 0 1 and 2. So this 2 is connected to 3, as if we have to move 1 step forward. So this is connected to 3. Then what, there is another element that is 3. So 0 1 2 3. So 3 is connected to, we have to move 2 step. So 1 2, so it is connected to 0. So that's what we have given. Now what we have to do, we have to somehow detect whether there is a cycle present in this given array or not. And if there is cycle, it should be in the one direction only. That will going to be either it should be positive or it should be negative. Or we can say all the element is pointing to the positive side, either they will be pointing to negative side. And there should be two there should be two element present in the cycle. That's what we have to check as well. So let's start solving this question. So obviously what we have to do, we will be using two pointer approach. One pointer will be slow and another pointer will be fast. Now what we will do, we will be using these two pointer which will move one step at a time and another will move two step at a time. So after they will meet, what we have to do, we have detected cycle. Now if they meet, we have to check if there are more than two elements. If that's the case, So now what we have to do, we have to return true, otherwise we have to return false. So this is the same as the previous question that we have done, but additionally what we have to check, we have to check the direction of the cycle should be same in all the case, otherwise we have to return false. So this is additionally we have to check at each step while moving our pointers, so that the direction will not change. So let's try to solve this. How we will be solving this, let me tell you. So I would suggest that if you haven't understand this question or you are not getting intuition, then after like I will code it out, you will fully understand it, and then you can next time you can generate intuition, guaranteed. So first what we have to do, we have to make two pointers, and then we have to traverse this array and check for each element if there is a cycle, and then after finding in cycle we have to return true, otherwise we have to return false. And we have to keep in mind that we are moving in the same direction, all the element in the given cycle should be pointing in the same direction. So let's start. Okay, so first what we have to find, first we can calculate the length of this given string, so that we can use in for loop to traverse each element. So int n is equals to nums dot length. Now after doing this we have to like use in for loop so that we can traverse each element. I should be less than nums dot length, and then I plus plus. Now what we have to do, after this we have to make two pointers, as well as we have to calculate the direction as well. So for that, first let's check the base case. If the nums of I is equals to 0, and this means that this given index is already visited, you will soon know. In this case we just have to continue from this loop. Okay, so after this what we have to do, uh, we have to make two pointers. So int slow is equals to I, it will be pointing to I, and then fast is equals to, it will be pointing to I as well. Now we have to calculate the direction, so that will going to be boolean direction is equals to, it will going to be nums of I should be greater than 0. So this will return boolean as a data type, and it will calculate the length. If nums of I is greater than 0, so we will be taking it as positive direction. Now what we have to do, uh, we have to run in while loop, so that we can check for each element to detect the cycle. So while true, so we have to run this, and then what we have to do, we have to calculate the next index, so where we want to jump, or we can say, so that we can able to move slow pointer one step at a time, and then fast pointer two step at a time. So this will going to be slow is equals to, so for that we can define a method so that we can move our slow and fast pointer. So let's define that. So public, and it will be int data type, and then let's name it as get next jump index. So this will find the next jump index. So we will be passing an array here int nums, and then we will be passing two index as well, int a then int b. Okay, so after passing, oh sorry, nums integer a, and then we have to pass our we have to pass this current current index that we are on, and then after that we have to pass the length of the array. So after this what we have to do, we have to calculate that next jump index. So for that we can use current plus nums of current, and then if it exceeds the value of the length, then we just have to take the modulo with n. So this will find the next index. So after doing this, what we have to do, we have to check if this next is less than 0, then we just have to add the value of n into this. So plus is equals to n. So this will keep track. If value will become negative, then we will be adding n into it, and then we will be returning next. This will uh, this will help us to jump, or we can say find the next index. Now we just have to call this method to get our next slow value. So this is exactly same as the previous question that I solved, but here the method is a little bit different. So if you will like try to solve that and then try to solve this one or two time, because this is a tricky question. So now what we can do, get next jump, we just have to pass a nums array, and then we have to pass a slow pointer and the length of the array that will be the same. And after finding this next slow index, now we have to check if this slow is equals to 0, or other case, if slow become equals to 0, or you can say not slow, that is nums of slow. So what it suggests that we have already visited this, or the nums of slow should be greater than 0. This should be equals to the cycle. If that is not equals to the cycle, so not equals to the direction that we have calculated, then we just have to break out from the loop. Because if we have already encountered the visited node, you will soon know why we are like calculating like this. Because after like uh, after finding after finding that node where the cycle is starting, we are marking all the nodes in that cycle to 0. So for that we have to check this, and if it is not equals to the direction, then we have to break out. Now we have to do for the fast as well, and fast we have to move 2 times. So we can copy paste this, and then again, now we just have to do fast here, so fast, and then here we have to pass fast instead of slow. This will going to be fast as well, and this will going to be fast as well, and this will going to be fast as well, and here also we have to do fast and then fast again, and here also it will be fast. So here we have moved slow pointer 1 step and fast pointer 2 step at a time. And also additionally we have to check, for the direction as well. Otherwise, if we have encountered a different direction, or a different direction which is pointing to negative side, then we have to break out from the loop. This is what we are given in the question as well, that we have to jump in the same direction. So after this, what we have to do, uh, this will ensure that the slow pointer and fast pointer will meet. So now for that we have to check it as well. If slow is equals to fast, then we have encountered that node where the cycle is starting. Now what we have to do, we have to check for the another condition, that there should be 2 elements present in the cycle. So for that we have to calculate the next slow. So next slow, and it will be going to be, we have to again call this method jump index, and we have to pass our array and then slow pointer and then n. So this will return, and if this slow is equals to next slow, then there is only one element. In that case, we have to return false, and in the end we just have to uh, return true. uh, Not here. First, we just have to return it in the, if slow is equals to next slow, we have to return false, otherwise we have to return true. Now what we have to do, we have to mark all the node as uh, in this, after traversing this while loop, what we have to do, we have to mark all the node as 0 as well in this that given path, so that we will not visit them again, and this will like cost us optimization as well if we will not optimize it. So for that we will point our slow pointer to I, and then what we will do, while this slow nums of slow uh, does not equals to 0, and another condition will going to be that nums of slow should be, this nums of slow should be greater than 0, and it should be equals to the direction. So it will going to be direction. So if this is the case, then what we have to do, we have to mark this num slow as 0, and then we have to point first. So after like marking this num slow as 0, we have to we have to move our next pointer to the next silo. For that we have to create the next index. So int next silo, that will going to be, we have to again call this next method. Sorry, so get next jump index, and we have to pass, this should be x, then we have to pass our nums array, then below index, and then we have to pass this n, and this num slow should, we have to make it 0, and then we have to make our below pointer as next below. So this will what it does, it will mark all the node in the that given cycle as 0, so that we will not visit them again. And in the last we have to return false, because if in this cycle, if we are not able to return true, then we have to return false, because we haven't find any cycle here. Now we can try to run this. So there is an issue, let me see. So this should be another bracket here. So now we can try to run this. So let me see again, there is an issue. So nums of fast equals to 0, and nums of fast should be greater than 0. Oh sorry, this should be outside the bracket. So nums of fast should be greater than 0, and there should be a one bracket here, and then we have to do it for the same here. Nums of slow should be greater than 0, and here also nums of fast should be greater than 0, and another bracket here, so that we can check. And now we can try to run this. 51, so there is another issue. This should be integer also, we have to define the type as well. Okay, so there is an wrong for one test case, let me see. Okay guys, so the issue is, here we have written false, but we don't have to do that. We just have to break out from the loop, because as there is only one element from the in that way, or we can say in that cycle, then we don't have to consider that cycle, because here there are multiple cycles that can be present. So that that's why we don't have to return, we just have to break out from the loop. We have done it by mistake. Now we can try to run this. Okay, so all the test cases have been processed, and now we can submit it as well. Okay, so we have successfully solved this question, and I would suggest that this is a little bit tricky question. You can try to like solve it for 2 or 3 times by yourself, so that you can understand it well. So thank you, see you in the next video, bye.